Why do growing businesses love working in Slack? Let's ask Christy at Ari Bikes.
Running things in Slack saves me so much time.
AI summaries save 97 minutes per week. What say you, Rox from Gosney?
Slack helps us build community, it helps us build connection.
Your partners, vendors and customers all in one place. Take us on home, Ashley from Caraway.
If we didn't have Slack tomorrow, I would explode.
Well, let's not let that happen. Visit slack.com/podcast to get 50% off Slack Business Plus.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Dominic Carter in all this week for the lovely Rita Cosby. Rita has the week off. What we witnessed in federal court this afternoon, Southern District of New York, is exactly why I proudly voted for President Trump. I could not be happier with his nonstop progress of his first year. Just this weekend, decisive action to disrupt the unacceptable status quo and apprehend not only Maduro, but his wife as well. This as the president cutting off $10 billion in funding to 5 blue states over fraud, fears, and allegations. Governor Walz, Governor Dum Dum, giving up his re-election campaign in Minnesota. This while the socialist mayor of America's largest city here in New York, Mamdani, is walking back a directive disrespectful of his police commissioner, Jessica Tisch, less than a week on the job. He's been on the job for less than a week. And in light of the terrorism that the country faces, in particular here in New York, when you consider 9/11, police commissioners had a situation where they had a one-on-one relationship with the mayor of New York, the mayor and the police commissioner. But oh no, Mamdani says he would not do what other mayors have done, that his police commissioner, and this guy does not like the police, would no longer report directly to him. But instead, the police commissioner, Jessica Tisch, would report to the first deputy mayor. Mamdani is walking this back so fast, this guy is moonwalking.
Right now with Maduro in New York.
I haven't spoken with the president directly about that, but while I am in that process, a number of high-ranking members of my team already have that clearance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it impede your ability to respond to this, or New York's, or?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't impede it at all. I'm able to fully respond for the people of this city, and I am also grateful to the team that I have around me.
And with Jessica Tisch and that executive order, explain that to me, the reporting. Is she reporting not just to you, and now it's to the first deputy mayor? Is that a stripping of her power?
No. The commissioner continues to have the exact same powers that she had prior, and I'm always in constant communication with her.
Thanks.
That was the new socialist mayor of New York City. But when he said that he ran on a platform as a socialist and would govern as a socialist, this guy was not joking around, Dominic Carter in for Rita Cosby. What are you talking about, Dominic? Well, his new tenant director, the New York City tenant director, she says that the city, and she's been quoted as saying, and so has Mamdani flirting with this, that the city will transition from treating property as an individual good to a collective good. In other words, taking your property. And she says, who will be hit the hardest? White people.
I think the reality is that for centuries we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good, and we are going to transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity will require that we think about it differently, and it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
And Mamdani disappointed that woman, the tenant director for New York City. 800-848-9222. The phone lines are open. Congress is back from its 2-week holiday recess. And rightfully so on this front, because it is the right thing to do. Republican lawmakers are emphatically backing President Trump, his administration, after the U.S. struck Venezuela and its leader, Nicolas Maduro. President Trump has changed the course of history. And in our country and the world are safer for it. 800-848-9222. Let's not forget, folks, there was a valid Department of Justice warrant for Maduro on drug charges for which he has been indicted in the United States. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who President Trump says will go down as the greatest Secretary of State, says he does not care what the United Nations has to say.
No, you're wrong in your question. Number one, Venezuela is a major source, and the reason why is the following. And I've seen a lot of this reporting, and it's fake reporting, and I'll tell you why. It says that somehow Venezuela is not involved in the drug trade because the UN says they're not involved in the drug trade. I don't care what the UN says. The UN doesn't know what they're talking about. Maduro is indicted by a grand jury in the Southern District of New York. That means the Southern District of New York presented the evidence to a grand jury, and a grand jury indicted him. And then a superseding indictment came out that was unsealed about 1.5 years ago that specifically detailed Maduro's actions. So number one, let there be no doubt, Nicolas Maduro is an indicted drug trafficker in the United States, and he's a fugitive of American justice.
800-848-9222. So Democrats are screaming bloody murder. What's new? But you know who seems to be the voice of reason for Democrats and for Republicans? That's John Fetterman, Democrat of Pennsylvania. And Fetterman appearing on Fox News, that is, blasting fellow Democrats, criticizing Maduro's capture, asking why, as a Democrat, can't we just acknowledge that this mission was extremely successful?
For me, it's like, why, as a Democrat, we can't just acknowledge that it was successful, and now it absolutely was a risk. And now that's why we're going to continue to monitor it, and I'm going to remain open to a better outcome for Venezuela and Venezuelans and the region.
Yeah, so, Senator, to that point about the region, the president seems to be clear now. He wants to change the way we're doing business, not only in Latin America, but the Americas in general. That includes Cuba as well, and some of the other countries as well, and try to fight off the influence of China and Russia. What do you make of this new foreign policy now that the president is implementing?
I'm saying that, what I've seen, whether it's Iran now and Venezuela, it's like putting some of these actors accountable beyond just some rough language on social media. So that's where I'm at.
And where the American people are at is this president, this remarkable president who will go down in history as perhaps the greatest ever. He's working as hard as he can to keep the drugs off the street. Isn't that what we want from a president rather than just lip service? I think so. Let's start with your telephone calls here on the Rita Cosby Show. Dominic Carter filling in. Line 3, David in Delaware. David, good evening. What's on your mind?
I'd like to just speak about the Nicolas Maduro. They should have done this a long time ago. I mean, we have President Biden, Obama. They all should have done the same thing that President Trump's done. I'm just saying President Trump is the best thing that's ever happened to the United States, and hopefully he continue to do the best thing he does.
Agreed. I strongly feel, David, I take a lot of heat as being a strong supporter of the president. But my thing is real simple, David. If someone does a good job, you give them credit for doing a good job. You should not not praise them simply because, you don't like them for this or that. The common argument that we hear about President Trump, I don't like his personality. I don't like his personality. The man is a leader. Hey, David, before I move on, would you rather be respected or feared on a world stage? I would rather be feared. Which one would you prefer?
I'd rather be feared because then you have power no matter what.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for the call, David in Delaware, 800-848-9222. Dominic Carter here with you on the Rita Cosby Show, here with you all week. Let's go to line one, Norman in Brooklyn. What's on your mind, Norman?
Yeah, Dominic. Okay, now this woman, that Mayor Mamdani, is she going to be working for him or not?
She is the lieutenant director.
So she'll be
lieutenant
working.
Director.
Okay, so this is Sia Weaver.
Yes, Sia Weaver. Yes, correct.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of her. She's a nut. I mean, just looking at that face. My God, there's something genetically wrong with this person. But anyway, does
like
she
a hippie.
know that? I'm sorry?
I said she looks like a hippie, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering. Listen, my dad came from. It was a communist country. It was Ukraine and Soviet Union and all that. And my dad didn't own anything. I mean, they lived in a shack kind of a thing. But I'm just wondering, do you know the pain? Then what? Like, I mean, I'm not giving up my house. I'm just wondering. I mean, like. What are we talking here? If you disagree with this socialist way of thinking, you're gonna make gulags? I mean, because it's the only way. It's the only way this is gonna. People are not going to agree with this. So this is going to cause a lot of pain. Yeah, for the bums of the world that don't own anything, it must be great. Yeah, okay, they'll have a house, they don't have to pay for it or anything like that. My house, But for the people that disagree with this position, what's to become of them? I mean, this is a redundant question. I know what's to become of them. It's called a death camp. It's called a concentration camp. Or shoot them. That's it. I'm part of the bourgeois, and as a member of the bourgeois.
And you never knew it, right? You never knew it, Norman. You never knew you moved up that much, right?
I never knew that, a little homeowner that I inherited from, I inherited from my parents. I had this house here that my parents bought in 1963. That makes me, a bougie,
right,
a bourgeois.
Right. Hey, Norman, I got to toss to a break. None of that matters. The hard work of your parents and perhaps your none of that matters. The only thing that matters in Mamdani's New York is you have money and he wants to take it and give it to others. Time for a break here on the Rita Cosby Show. We're coming right back.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. This is the Rita Cosby Show.
And Dominic Carter in all this week for Rita Cosby this hour. We're going to have a blast with each other. Plenty of time for us to chat. I'm looking at my Twitter at my ex, and Catherine Trunk, still the birthday girl. Catherine says, and I'm quoting, Mamdani definitely is showing that he's green behind the ears. Why would anyone opt out of having daily briefings by NYPD Commissioner while U.S. faces possible retribution? And New York City is number one target is beyond comprehension, unless he actually despises New York City and the U.S. You hit it on the head with the last comment there, Catherine, because I think that is really the case with this incoming mayor. To say that he's naive and young and dumb would be the understatement of the year. Smart guy, went to some of the best schools, but he's 34 years old. This is what happens when you take a 34-year-old and make him the mayor of America's largest city. Line 5, Bob in the great state of Wisconsin. Bob, what's on your mind?
Happy New Year, and God bless you, your family, and all the 70 people who make this possible.
Thank you,
mean
Bob.
it. You're a truth. You are. The reason I was calling was I've heard so much about all the problems, but nobody's calling with solutions.
The problems, what are you
solution.
referring to? Wait, Bob, which problems?
Well, what problems you have in New York, as well as the problems we're going to experience nationwide as the Communist Manifesto completely unfurls in front of us. I'm 70 years old. I was told this would happen. They would destroy us from within by my mother. And I didn't believe her until now. You know what I'm saying, Dom. You got a mother and a grandma.
Bob, I understand exactly. I understand exactly your point. The only thing I can say is that I think that certainly with the election here in New York, that the country is aware now. Unfortunately, it's come to this, but the country is aware now of this socialism thing and communism and the people that Mamdani is bringing into government. And, for example, Congresswoman Haight, Jasmine Crockett of Texas, she's screaming bloody murder because of redistricting, and she's going to be out of a job. And that's how you fight this. They have got to go one way or the other. All of this nonsense of extremism, this is America. And we love this country.
And Dom, you know what the problem really is? That when they got rid of the mobs, and I hate to say it, whatever was organized crime in that period, they never went after the bureaucrats and politicians who facilitated that. And that's why we need a forensic, in-depth investigation of everyone in Congress right now. How do you start with $16,000 and be worth $25 million in 3 years? Not even 6, 3, half their term.
You know how it's called insider trading, and it's running rampant, unfortunately, in our nation's capital. And Martha Stewart allegedly went to jail for that, but when it comes to elected officials, they're getting a pass and getting richer by the day. Hey, Bob, I've delivered speeches numerous times in Wisconsin. I've been to La Crosse. I think it's La Crosse. I've been to Madison a couple of times. And you have this one area that's very nice in the summer in terms of the water and so on. What's that called? It's like a tourist area. Water parks.
Oh, Minocqua.
No, not Minocqua, but another. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm so late for a break, Bob, but thank you for the great call from the great state of Wisconsin. I had a great time every time I was there. This is the Rita Cosby Show. Dominic Carter filling in. More of your calls when we come back.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Rita Cosby is on.
And Dominic Carter filling in for the lovely Rita Cosby. I will be with you this hour. This entire week. I believe that's Phil Collins, Easy Lover. Dun, she's like no other. You know it, you'll be on your feet. Wait. Turn it back up, Tony, a little bit. Z Lover. Heart, what you won't seal it, won't feel it. I should know the words, right? Why are you shaking your head, Tony? I'm glad you're laughing, though. But here's the best part. I'm glad you're laughing, Tony. I got you laughing.
How could he not?
Laughing.
How could he not laugh at this? Everybody's laughing right now.
Thank you for making me laugh, my man. Thank you.
Wait, Matt Blaze, don't go there. Don't go there, Matt Blaze. Doggy daycare. I'm going to get to you, but we got Tony laughing. Tony, you know what? I'll get back to the news and all these phone calls in 1 second. We've all been thinking about you. Matt Blaze was kind enough to tell me last night that he spoke to you.
Mm-hmm.
You were in Houston just recently.
Yes, came back Sunday.
Burying your mother. She passed away.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. You guys, Matt, as well as Elias, love you guys, as well as Lionel. You guys made sure I was fine, and I really appreciated that. I took heed to what you said. Let it all out.
Please, did you let the tears out?
Now, I was fine at the funeral Saturday. On Monday, we buried her at the VA cemetery. That's when I broke down. Like once the preacher said everything, I sat down there and I broke down. And then New Year's Day, I went to a brunch and we're sitting down talking, and all of a sudden the tears started to flow. I had to put my shades on, and my brother-in-law was like, "It's okay. It's going to happen. Just let it happen." Mm-hmm. But I'm okay now. I miss her, but I know she's in a better place. I have an angel looking down on me now. So I'm great.
Definitely have an angel looking down at you. I'm telling you, man, I don't want you to make the mistake I made. I had a very troubled relationship with my mother because of her severe mental illness. And I'm not proud of this as a grown man. But when she was alive, I wanted her dead. I just wanted her gone. I wanted the pain to stop that was inside me. And then the moment she died, I
went out the window. Alive. Yeah, it went out the window.
And so be careful what you wish for in life.
Yes. Now, one mistake I will never make is mess up a classic 80s song like you just did, messing up Easy Lover, okay? That's one thing I will not do.
I only did that intentionally to get you to laugh.
No problem. And you did your job. But like I said, for 2026, that is my New Year's resolution, not to mess up an 80s song if I do karaoke, okay?
Well, just do me one favor, man. I've already told the story, and Matt Blades is sitting over there in the corner being quiet. I'm coming to him in a second, right? So I just don't want you to make the mistakes that I made, man, because, I didn't let it out emotionally. Mm-hmm. I just said I'm a man's man.
Yeah.
And I just keep going. And the next thing I knew, I completely crashed and almost had a complete full nervous breakdown. Yes. Medication and all.
Okay.
So,
yeah. But I'm good. Yeah. Like I broke down, the tears flowed, and I'm good. I'm good. And I, like I said, yes, I'm positive. Look, when Matt called me the other day, this out the blue, I was like, oh wow, just wanted to see how I was doing. That meant a lot. A lot of my friends, across the country, have been checking on me, and I really much gratitude to everybody.
So what's up with your homeboy to your right there? His dog, and he's got a gorgeous dog.
I heard about that. His dog is a bully.
Is about to be kicked out.
His
dog is a bully.
It's a bully. I'm like, what the hell is this? I never heard that. He has to do a parent-teacher conference for a damn dog. I mean, you never heard Scooby-Doo or Snoopy or Underdog having problems like this. Like, this is something new. I think with no disrespect to the daycare center, we're doing too much. We're talking about a dog, okay? A dog.
Right.
Doggy daycare at that.
Doggy daycare. So Matt Blaze?
I never thought I would be taking my dog to doggy daycare in the first place. But it's a German Shepherd puppy. I'm sleeping during the day. Otherwise, I can't let her run around the house freely because she'd be destroying things. And she already chewed on the wall. The dog chewed on the wall.
On the wall?
Yeah, on the wall. And that was when we were home. That wasn't even like being left alone all day. So that's why she was enrolled in daycare in the first place. And now she's about to be kicked out because she's terrorizing other dogs, making them cower in the corner. I was like, and then there was the part of me when I found out about it. I was like, yeah, that's right. My dog's running the yard. That's the big dog right there. And they had to throw her right out.
Until they threatened to throw, but she didn't get thrown out today.
No, well, when I picked her up today, because I had to pick her up and then leave because I have to take her home and feed her before I leave to come to work. So I didn't really have a chance to ask them, how was she today? But I will find out tomorrow.
But they could have been proactive and let you know and said, "Here's her papers. She's done."
That's gonna be the next step. Is what's gonna happen because they said to me they'll give her like a week. And look, I don't expect them to. There's a lot of dogs there, so I don't expect them to just focus in on my dog the whole time. They got other dogs that they care for, so I get it. But for me, I'm like, what am I gonna do now?
Your dog is a thug.
That's right. Thug life.
Tony, you're laughing. That's a good thing. That's all Matt and I care about.
Thank you.
That's all we care about.
Okay.
Let's go back to your telephone calls, folks, here on the Rita Cosby Show. Dominic Carter filling in all week. Let's go to line 3, Maria in Brooklyn. Maria, what's on your mind?
Dominic, Happy New Year. I had a
Same
German
to you.
Shepherd. She lived 18 years, and trust me, she'll grow out of it. They're the best. They're the sweetest little dogs. She always guarded me.
German Shepherds are no joke. I had one as a little boy growing up, and it was named Lassie, and I don't know what happened to the dog. But anyway, Maria, what's on your mind?
I just called because the Venezuela topic. Venezuelans on January 3rd, they woke up and they now should call the second liberator. The original liberator was Simon Bolivar, which he liberated pretty much all South America. And now they should call Donald Trump liberator number 2. The first president that has actually put his thoughts about safeguarding the hemisphere, because we cannot go on. The cancer of drugs and politicians are basically killing our countries. That is the cancer that is sweeping all of this hemisphere. Every country in Latin America has politicians that are involved with this massive drug problem, and it's finally high time for this one president. I hope somebody tells him this. Thank you for finally trying at least to put a stop to it.
Agreed.
I come from South America, and I'm telling you the things that are happening. Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina, Chile. Chile used to be such a model of a country. The scourge of this drug problem, and it's basically the money, the greed, the politicians that are involved. It's horrible. And why? Because it's coming from all over the world. It's coming, trafficking people, everything. And this president has finally tried to put a stop to it. By the way, Delcy Rodriguez, she's the vice president that has been now appointed the interim president. Her past, her history. Do you know her mother was the wife of one of the biggest drug lords in Latin America called the Chacal? So I hope the president is looking up to what basically he took Maduro out, but he has to also work on what's left behind if freedom is finally going to come to that country and the region.
Maria,
again,
explain to me, why do you think Democrats are up in arms, and why are others up in arms at the president's move? He showed true leadership.
You want to know the real truth, how I'm looking at it?
Yes, that's why I'm asking.
2 months ago, I could have said, oh, Democrats, the left, liberals, all of that. Today, I don't think these are real Democrats. I'm believing that the Democratic Party has finally been infiltrated by communists, by people from outside of the United States that come here, take allegiance to this country, but come here to hurt us, to do nothing but betray us. So when you say Democrats, I don't think they're real Democrats. I think these are people that are American haters, and that they're here for one reason, which is to divide us and to conquer us and hurt us. Today I have a different view of what the Democratic Party. Unfortunately, the Democratic Party today has been infiltrated by the communists from outside, criminals from outside, everything. And those are the people that they will not go along with anything that is good for us here in the United States.
It sure seems that way. Maria, thank you for the wonderful call. Maria in Brooklyn. Let's go to line 1 here on the Rita Cosby Show. Dominic Carter filling in. Wendy, Long Island. Wendy, what's on your mind?
Yeah, hey there. Good evening. So, at least Venezuela has Donald Trump to save them. When we become a socialist country, who's going to save us?
That's a good question.
Yeah, and I feel really bad for the people in New York City. They're going to be living a Stephen King novel for the next 4 years.
Why do you say Stephen King?
Well, he makes those horror books, right?
Yes, he does.
Right. So, I could see why, what's her name, Sia, that new appointee to housing, I could see why she's saying...
Sia Weaver.
Yeah, I could see why she made comments about the housing, because didn't they pass a law, or they tried to pass a law in New York City that said that before you could sell your house to anyone that you really want to, because it's your house, you have to give the government first dibs?
That's what they're trying to do, and it's the scariest thing that I've ever heard of. You know,
Right,
your
scary.
parents.
There you go.
You know, I'm first generational. You know, so forget the fact that you went to school, did what you had to do. Now that you own property, we want it. Mom Donnie wants it, and he wants to redistribute it to a bunch of bums that did nothing to empower themselves. But we the people, right? It's Wendy. It's but you know, we collectively. I'm convinced that Mom Donnie didn't win this election. What I believe strongly what happened is one candidate running as a wingman for Mom Donnie made it possible for him to get elected by dividing the opposition vote, by getting on the debate stage and only going after Cuomo and literally looking at Mom Donnie like Mom Donnie was his hero. So it's horrible, absolutely horrible what happened. Wendy, thank you for the lovely call. Let's go to line 3. Liz in Florida. Liz, what's on your mind?
Hi, I am actually back in Florida.
You are back
Dominic.
in Florida now. Okay.
Yes, I am. Yes. So, first of all, you remember Batman, Commissioner Gordon had a direct line to Batman. I need a direct line to you. It takes me forever to get through to you.
I'm sorry, Liz.
Okay. No, it's okay. I'm happy for you. So, I think that Mamdani is just hiring everybody who's a member of the Democratic Socialists of America, because this woman Weaver is a member. And I was just reading about her, and during the pandemic, she supported rent strikes, and she argued that housing should be treated as a community right rather than an investment asset. So that's their agenda. And I think I had said that we should all write letters and emails and call Kathy Hochul, but I think maybe we should reach out to President Trump, send him distress letters, just help us, because I think he's really the only one that can help. And I also want to say that, I look at the bad, and there's plenty of bad, because it used to be Republican versus Democrats. It's Republican versus socialists. There are no more Democrats. But then I look at the good, and I know the good will outweigh the bad. And I just believe that.
Well, I know that you're positive all the time. I know that you came up to help your daughter that just had a baby. Liz, I want you to do me a favor. If you can hold on for just a minute or two here on the Rita Cosby Show, we've got to take a break, but I want to ask you a quick follow-up question. So please stand by. Stay with us. Folks, we're going to take this break. We are coming right back.
The Rita Cosby Show presents Support Our Heroes.
And this is the Tunnel to Towers Foundation Support Our Heroes segment. And we're telling you a story here about a heroic Christmas Day rescue by U.S. Army Force Staff Sergeant Ruben Talla. This guy is a hero. He moved into swift action in a dangerous situation, showcasing bravery and quick thinking, typical that goes with military training. So he said somebody has to help. And his Good Samaritan actions saved an entire family from a deadly car crash. This happened just days ago. The area, Sacramento, California, a family's terrifying ordeal on California's historic Highway 50 turned into this story of him being a hero when this staff sergeant pulled them from danger. So what am I talking about? Staff Sergeant Ruben Talla, stationed at Travis Air Force Base. He was traveling with his wife and his daughter through the Sierra Corridor when he saw an SUV, snowy conditions, spin out of control and come close to going over a steep ledge. The car was actually, the SUV, tilting back and forth, hundreds of feet above the ground. So he says his first thought was of his own family And then he said he thought to himself, what if there's a family in that car? Somebody's got to help. He gets out. You see him with the dash cam video. He's pulling the handle of the car, holding on for dear life on ice to keep them from tilting over in instant death. Others come to his aid. He yells back, I need a rope. I need a rope. The guy, and this is just Christmas Day. They come back with rope. Then they form a human chain with Sergeant Talla at the end holding the car. And they, somehow, so that the car doesn't go over this cliff, instant death, he's able to get the entire family out. And his squadron commander is praising his response as a reflection of the Air Force core value of service before self. This is the Rita Cosby Show. We're going to take a break. When we come back, like I mentioned, I'm going to go right back to Liz in Florida. Stay with us.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now. You call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
It's the Rita Cosby Show.
Dominic Carter in for Rita Cosby this hour, all this week. I'm chatting now live with Liz in Florida. What I wanted to ask you, Liz, before you got off the line, you're always Miss Optimism, always positive no matter what. And then when Mamdani won the election, you said that you were not coming back to New York, but the way life works, your daughter delivers a child, your latest grandchild. You come back, not to New York City, but you come back to help her for a little bit and her husband. And I think you said that you went into Manhattan. Is that correct, Chelsea?
Yes, I went in the day or 2 days before he was to become the mayor, and it was, like I said, my last hurrah until he's out of office. I don't want to put myself in that position because I felt it was pretty dangerous there, and that's just being realistic. So, but I think, things change. God could do anything in a heartbeat, in a snap of a finger. So, I'll go to Long Island. I'll even come to, I just won't go into the city, Manhattan.
And you're serious about that?
I'm very serious, and I love the city. I love it. I used to come in and go to the theater and the opera and so many amazing restaurants that are kosher. I love it, but it's not the same city that I remember. It's not the same city that I used to walk with my friends and just not have the fear of being mugged or attacked or have, marijuana in my face. I can't
sadly,
breathe walking around.
Sadly, Liz, you got to worry about the marijuana, but things are so bad. As I was walking around today, I'm looking for anyone that looks deranged because I'm saying to myself, nowadays you got to watch to make sure you're not slashed or you're not stabbed, and that's the new reality. Liz, thank you for the wonderful call. To you folks that are on hold, we feel bad that we didn't get to you this hour, but hour number 2 is coming up, so please stand by, stay with us. The number to reach us, 800-848-9222. So I'm filling in for Rita Cosby, and coming up now on those stations where you carry me, the Dominic Carter Show. Stay with us and have a lovely day.
Thanks for listening to The Rita Cosby Show. You can hear The Rita Cosby Show weeknights at 10 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?